Lepo zdrav vsem skupaj. Jaz bi rad najprej preveril, če se čujemo dobro, če je vse ok, kar se tiče tehnike, pa če mi lahko napišete, ne vem, v message 1, da bomo vedeli vsi, da se slišimo, pa da bo vse ok, pa da lahko potem začnemo. Lahko prosim za potrditev, da vidite, da je vse ok, da nas slišite v redu in da vidite ekran in vse je ok. Super, evo, dobivamo, fajn, vse deluje, vse hvala. Torej, najprej en lep pozdrav vsem skupaj, moje ime je Boris, tudi zraven mene je Sergej, midva sva, v bistvu, jaz sem z podjetja Bovijan, mi se ukvarjamo predvsem z marketingom, pa z izdelavo spletnih strani, pa takale webinarje delamo. In skupaj s Sergejem smo se odločili, da bi predstavila en tale produkt, ki mislimo, da je zelo dober in da bi ga rad ponudila vsem našim partnerjem oziroma pač tistim, ker ga to pač zanima. Sergej, bi še ti nekaj povedal, nas strani DIS-a.
Ja, lepo pozdravljeni. Moje ime je Sergej Zupanc, sem predstavnik podjetja DIS iz Ljubljane. Mi zastopamo kot distributer največje brende svetovne, od HP-ja, Microsofta, Lenova, IBM-a, Asusa. In pred leti, ko smo začeli z prodajo Microsoft in pa IBM in ostalih oblakov, smo ugotovili, da se sama prodaja pač dviguje, če imamo zraven kakšno rešitev. In recimo ta TimeClock je ena od rešitev, ki bo pomagala povečati prodajo in pa ne vem, uporabnost programov kot Office in podobnih. Tako da, Boris, če lahko začnemo.
Ja, torej, kar se tega tiče, jaz bi zdaj na začetku to prvo vprašal vas, večinoma me zanima, imate to, ste bolj podjetniki ali ste lastniki podjetij oziroma zaposleni. To je informacija, ki je zelo zanimiva zaradi tega, ker dejansko mi lahko potem vam malo prilagodimo cel webinar, da bo še bolj prilagojen, da boste dobili tiste informacije, katere želite. No, pa mogoče, če bi da lahko malo interaktivna zadeva naredi, če lahko malo napišete, kar nekaj nas je tukaj zbranih, tako da, vidim, ja, to je to. Zadeva, TimeClock, bom rekel, čisto tako uvod bom naredil. Predvsem me zanima, kaj je tisti največji problem pri vas kot lastniku podjetij. Če imate v bistvu težavo z tem, kdaj vaši zaposleni začnejo na delo, kaj delajo, na katerih nalogah delajo in v bistvu vemo, da lahko pri tem dosti pripomore, če imamo en tak dosti dober poslovni sistem. Se pravi, tale TimeClock dejansko omogoča veliko stvari. Predvsem imamo tukaj, govorimo o tem, da enostavno lahko vodite vaše zaposlene, kje se trenutno nahajajo v realnem času, lahko vodite predvsem na katerih projektih oziroma na katerih taskih delujejo in posledično je to takoj informacija, ki jo lahko dobite v realnem času v vašem podjetju. Kar se tega tiče, dejansko lahko iz teh, ko imate enkrat te podatke, lahko dejansko speljete hitro in enostavno dobite poročila, ki so potrebna za stranke, da jim lahko izstavljate fakture in tako naprej. Mi v bistvu na tem področju, Sergej, v bistvu ti tukaj podobne rešitve, ko smo gledali, dejansko jih ni bilo v bistvu, oziroma smo našli neke podobne rešitve, ampak niso delovali na tak način. TimeClock dejansko deluje v realnem času. To je največja prednost in deluje v bistvu na večjih nivojih. Vi imate lahko, se pravi, neko uro v podjetju, to, kar že v bistvu imate, nek delovni čas, delovna ura, in pa potem na terenu lahko preko mobilne aplikacije, ki je tudi v bistvu del tega sistema. Dejansko bi jaz tukaj zdaj mogoče lahko kar poskusil povezati se z našimi partnerji iz Izraela, ki so v bistvu in oni bo imeli dejansko prezentacijo, da boste vi dobili ta pravi način oziroma ta pravi občutek, kako aplikacija deluje. Imaš ti kako? Tako da bom poskusil zdaj se povezati z njimi, pa da potem lahko oni nadaljujejo.
Okay, I think. Okay, if you see my screen, it's okay. Okay, so can I start with the presentation?
Yes. Do that, please.
Okay, do you hear me good?
I will ask. V redu slišite vsi? No, da vsi slišijo, okay, tako da, ja. You can start.
Okay, so hello everyone, thank you for this time. So if there is a question or if you don't hear me or something, just tell me. So what is TimeCLock365? TimeCLock365 is a cloud service for better managing employees. And why are we talking better manage employees and why we want to better manage our employees? Because 60% of all the expense in each company is employees. And if it was a bank, if it was your bank, so I'm sure all of you will manage much, much better the time of your employees. Another thing that is important, the time, like everybody says, time is money, but time is also our most expensive resource, and also it cannot be refunded. So if we're talking of time that we're paying for our employees, it's good that we will know how to manage them better and take from this time much more. So most of the SMEs today, they not really have tools and not really manage the time of their employees and their tasks and where they are and what they're doing. By the way, the enterprise, they have a lot of systems for that managing their employees, but this system costs a lot of money. So we brought these tools and things to the SMEs. So like we said, give us 5 minutes and we will change it for a company. We have 3 basic models in our platform. The one is new generation time clock. I will explain soon what is the old generation, what is new generation. The second module is project and tasks. And the third one is all the tracking of the employees. What is all generation time and attendance? All generation time and attendance is like you see in this picture. Most of you know, it's kind of a terminal that employees, when they come to work, they put their hand or they put a card that they start working. When they finish working, they come and put again their hand or their card. In the end of the month, somebody from the finance come and take all the information. If they take it by LAN or they take it by disk on key, but they take all the information. The big difference is that with our system, the new generation, is that we take from all the devices. It doesn't matter if it's from the web or from the app or from Dynamic CRM that you're working or from the biometric clock. Everything in real time is in the clock, which means if now employee enters to his work and he put his fingerprint or he put his tag on the biometric clock, in the same second that he put his tag, it will be already in the cloud. And this feature that the data is in real time in cloud in our portal gives a lot of advantages to the manager that I will show you soon. So how it looks, if you do it through the app, so you click on the punch in, and the same second that you click on the punch in, the information is in the clock, and you can see here all his time sheet, when he start, when he finish, and how many hours he was working. If the employee is doing punch in, punch out through the web portal, so he can go to web punch-in and just click open his computer when he arrived to work and just click punch-in. And we have the employees that doing it through the terminal, which means when they come to work, they just put their hand or they put the tag on the terminal and get the information. Now, as I said before, there are big advantages that the data is in online and real time in the cloud. The first advantage is that you can make a lot of restriction. You can make restriction of location if the user, if the employee. Okay, I'll try. If the employee is doing the punch in and punch out through the mobile phone, so we can restrict his location, which means you can say only in this area he can start working, and only in this area he needs to finish working. You can also make restriction of time. For example, you can say only from these hours to these hours the employee can work. We have, for example, a big call center that it's working from 8 o'clock, but the bus sometimes comes 15 minutes before, and all the employees going and doing punch-in on the terminal. And what happened? They're not working, they're drinking coffee, but the manager needs to pay for that. He doesn't want to pay for that. So with our solution, because it's everything in real time, you can make this restriction. You can also make restriction to when you want him to finish work, or how many extra hours you're giving your worker. If he's doing, if he's a simple worker, for example, we have a lot of cleaning companies that when the cleaner come to a customer, he's clicking on start working, but it's not enough that I'm making a restriction of area of a defense. He also need to put a signature. The manager in this business needs to put a signature in his mobile phone. Only after he put the signature, then his day starts. And the same when it's finished. But you can play with all this restriction. You have all kinds of restriction. If he's a customer that employee that is doing punch in and punch out through the web, so you can restrict it by IP. And I will show soon how this IP. But a lot of customers of us also using the feature of additional info when they punch in and punch out, which mean, for example, if you want when your employee, when he's finished working, when he's doing punch out, to get additional information from him, like how many kilometers he was driving today, or where he put the key when he closed the office, or how was his day. So after he's doing punch out, he gets a pop-up saying, give this information. This is one example. The second thing that is important when the data is in real time is that you get alerts as a manager. And it could be a group manager, a manager of all the company, you can get alerts of who's not working, who is late, who is working too many hours, who's working too less hours, who didn't come at all today, who's taking vacation, etc. And there is also the issue that in the company, the finance people, they're wasting a lot of time in the end of the month to finalize the timesheet of each employee, because most of the time there is a lot of holes in the timesheet. There is punch in, but there isn't punch out because the employee forget or he didn't want to do punch out, etc. And with our solution, because everything is online in real time, and also the employee gets alerts, and also his manager gets alert in real time if he forgot to do punch in, so there isn't any holes in the timesheet. So in the end of the month, the people from the finance are taking care of all the salary. They don't waste at all time, everything already in the system. So before I'm going to tasks and projects, do you see my screen? Hello?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, you see my screen. So I want to show how it looks inside. This is the portal. From this portal, the manager can manage all their employees. You have a lot of language here, also Latvian. And you have this dashboard that you can put what's important for you, like who is working now, what tasks they each one of them, etc. But I will go now for the time card. So when I go to the time card, I see all the punch-ins of my employees now in real time. So if the employee, I see here, for example, the user ID, the name of the employee, the date and time when he punched in, and from where he punched in. If he punched in from the web, I see his IP, and I can also restrict it to the IP of the company. If he punched in from the mobile app, I see his address. If the rule that I put for this employee, that I need to get his GPS data. So I can see exactly here that this employee punched in this certain area, in this place. And if I have employees that are doing punch in and punch out from terminal, from the biometric terminal, I can see the name of the terminal. And I can have a lot of terminals, and I can say which employees can punch in and punch out from which terminal. Our solution, we made a full integration with a company named ZK-Teco. ZK-Teco is the biggest manufacturer for time and attendance hardware and access control. And we have all kinds of time and attendance, from the simple one to the most expensive one with face recognition and with 3G if needed. We have now a very big deal of a customer that they don't have no Wi-Fi and no LAN, so we're giving them the attendance with 3G. And it doesn't cost a lot of money, but it's working. Also, this company has the access controls, and when, for example, this one is selling very good in our company, so it's also opened the door, and we can know how much time the employee was inside the office, how much he was outside the office, and also restriction, which door he can open and things like that. By the way, it's cost less than $200. This is the price of the attendance. So if I want to do web punch-in, I click on the web punch-in, and I can do punch-in and punch-out from here. And it takes my IP. Okay. And like I said, I can make this restriction. So I will go here to contracts. I can have a lot of contracts, all kind of contracts to my employees. And in the contracts, I define what day they are working and for which time, and if they get paid for extra hours or not extra hours, if they're working Saturday or not, if they're working night shift, what they get, if they're working holiday evening, holiday, all these first time settings that we're doing. Web punch out is also cool. If you don't want the employee to work more hours, don't have overtime, only give him, let's say, 30 minutes, 1 hour, so you can define, and the employee will get a message, say, your day is finished, you cannot work anymore. You can, all the reminders that he gets reminder in real time, and online, in his mobile phone, or by email, and if he doesn't do the punch out or punch in, his manager will receive. And there's a lot of restriction in that. If you want a signature, if you want, if he needs to have GPS when he punch in or punch out, a lot of settings that you can manage very easily. What I want to show also is, okay, I have a problem with the Zoom. So, yes. Additional thing here is that is working very nice, and the people from the finance like it, is all the reports. So if I take, for example, an employee, and I say, give me all his data for December 2017, and I say, show, what will happen now, I will have the report online in real time, and I can also edit the report if they have the restriction, the rule as a manager. I can see here in the report, from where the time and from where. If there is the globus icon, it means that he did the punch in and punch out from the portal, from web. If it's the pen, it means that he changed it manually, and I can see when, and if he who did it. If it's by his mobile phone, I can see the icon of the mobile phone. And let's say this is wrong and I want to change it. I can change it online and just click on the tab, and it will change all the summary. You can download the report. You can send it to all the HR systems. You have a lot of to play with this report. So this is the time and attendance. Also, we have in our system, as I said, the second module is the task and project, and how the tasks is working. And you can create task. I will show soon how it works. You can put budget, and you can push the task outside workers. And you can get, of course, all the alert when he start, when he finish, how much time he was working in the task, where was his position when he's working. And the way how it's working is, I can show here. If you go to mission, you can see all the, this is, for example, a task. When he start, he click on the yellow button, now green. When he finish, he clicking on complete, and then he can put some notes. For example, fixed. You can put a picture, take a picture. Okay. Save, and he also put a signature of the, for example, the customer that it was working, and just then click on the send, and the data will be in. I will show how it looks inside the portal. So if I go to tasks and projects, I have here all my tasks. I can work also from the portal on the task. I don't have to work only from the mobile. If I'm a worker that's inside the office, I can work from here. For example, I work now on.
Tom.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
We have a problem with the picture. Can you check why it's blank? It doesn't show anything. Share screen.
Do you see me?
You did? Okay. Yeah. Now we can see you back. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Good.
Please continue.
Okay. So you can do, if the worker is working through the portal, he can work on the timing. When he starts working on a task, he click on display, and then the timing is running. When he finish working on the task, he can click on pause. And then if you click here, you can see all the history of the task from when he started to when he finished, and you can make all the reports if it was under a customer or a project. When you create a task, you can put the name of the task, description, then you can define it to a customer or to a project. You can put a budget and dates and type and categories, a lot of information. You don't have to, but you can put that. It takes automatically the address of the customer, and then it shows him on the map all the information of the task. And when you click save, it already will push to the employee. If we're looking at the task complete, so for example, I can see here one task that complete, and you see all the history when he start, when he finish, and I can see the pictures. I can also download them, the picture and the signature. But in the end of the month, so whenever the manager wants, he can make a report, how many tasks, what finish, what not finish, and things like that. The third module in our system is the tracking of the employees. So here we have the route history, that we're seeing all the routes that the employee was driving. So each row here is one route. You can see when he start, when he finish, and how many kilometers, how much was the duration. And for example, if you take one route and you click here, you can see on the map from where he start to where he finish. Exactly. And it's everything based is mobile phone. We don't put any hardware. And additionally, you have the live map that it's working on layers. So if you want to see, for example, all your employees, you click on last seen. You can put also pictures. You click on them, you see the name of them. You can put picture of them. And then you have your employees. But then you say, okay, put on the map also my customers. So you click here, customers. And now all your customers also added to the map. And then you can see where you're, and if you click, you can see the name of them. You can put pictures of your customers. And then you can see where are your employees and where are your customers. So if you need to send somebody, you can see who is the first one that will arrive to the customer. But you also can make very cool report. For example, how much times each customer had a visit from a salesman, or which customer didn't have any visit, and additional things like that. So it's very nice, very, very cool. But you can add also the punch in and the punch out of the employees. You click on punch in, and then you can see exactly. You see it's another layer. So you see all the punch ins of the employees. But you can take one employee, you can take all the employees, you can play with it. And also the punch out, you can take the layers of them. So it's something that when we come to customers of us that work with our solution, it's always open, and like this they manage their employees and see. You can put a lot of cool alerts in the system. For example, you put the name of the alert for all employees or one employee, who will receive the alert, and then you can put every time that this employee punch in, every time that he punch out, every time that he is late in 50 minutes, every time that he didn't attend at all day, or he forgot to punch out after, I don't know, 60 minutes. Okay? And all this alert, you will receive them in real time. That it's also very, very nice and cool. If I'm going to the presentation, so as I show you, you can do that with the tasks. We talk about the time tracking. The law in most of the European countries, I don't know how it's working in Slovenia, saying that the manager of the company need to have time, digital time in attendance. It's not because of the employee, because of the manager, it's because of the employee. That the manager will not take hours of the employee. So by law, it's helping a lot that there is this law. When sometimes when you start this kind of solution in a company, sometimes the workers start to ask why you do that and things like that. So you can use this with your employees. The solution save a lot of money. And why it save a lot of money? Because if we take this example, if we take, because everything is very, very awkward. So if we take, for example, 15 minutes of each employee that we will save, and the employee, let's say that his salary is €7 per hour, so it's 36 hours a month. And if we take 30 employees, it's 50 minutes of them each day, it will be €1,000. And all the system costs around 80 euros. So from the side of how much money it saved for each company, it saved a lot of money, and we're seeing that it saved much more money than what we wrote here in customers that we're working with them. And this is the reasons why each customer that we work put more and more employees, and also give us more and more customers to work with the solution. So how much it costs? We have 4 services, 4 packages. The basic one costs €1.9, and it's only punch in and punch out through the portal. It's for companies that they have only work office people, that they don't have people outside of the office. And so the employees, when they come to work, they open the computer, then they punch in, punch out. But the manager receives all the platform. He sees all his employees, all his data, and all reports and everything. The standard package is the time and attendance with the mobile phones. It's also for customers that had employees outside office. The third one is the professional, that it's also with tasks and projects. And the fourth one is with everything, include the employee tracking. This is, we are co-sell already of Microsoft. It means that Microsoft themselves are selling our solution globally around the world. They made a lot of tests. They like their solution. The solution is sitting on Azure, so all the GDPR and all these things are inside. It's secured and ready. Some of our customers, some of our big DSTs around the world. So the main advantages, no missing reports at the end of the month. Like I said, because of the alerts and because of the data that it's online, so you save a lot of time working of people that work in the end of my month on the timesheet. Local law, you can do punch in, punch out from anywhere in the world. You can add additional information like photo, travel, notes, whatever you want. You can make all these restrictions of time, of place, of IP address. I don't know if people that are working with Dynamics CRM, but it's fully synced with Microsoft Dynamics CRM. So there is also this advantage for these customers because they want to see all the reports in the time of the time and attendance inside the Dynamic. Of course, for everyone, backup for several years, cloud service. There is no minimum. There is no any installation fee. You don't need to. Whenever you feel if it doesn't work for you, you can just say, okay, we want to finish. It's a cloud service, like all cloud services that I'm sure you guys know. So there is the risk-free, no risk. You can try the solution if it's good. Most of the customers of us that tried it just loved it and bring more and more customers. Any questions?
Okay. For your presentation and for everything. Now I will ask if they have any questions. And okay, I will check anything. Webinar Mikl zapiše vprašanje na chat, mi bom postavil Tomu, da boste dobili informacijo, kakršno koli pač želite. Eno vprašanje je bilo, okay, we have one question. This is regarding if there is a possibility to integrate any system or somehow connect the system to time clock to the existing system in the companies.
Yeah, it depends what system and what is the deal. We do a lot of integration, but it depends on the deal. Yes, if you bring customers with 10 employees and say, okay, let's make integration for him, I don't think if it will worth it. But of course, we have integrations.
We integrated or
salary system. It's the most easy because
we create HR as well.
Yeah, we create like a file for them. But we are now working on a big integration with SAP. And Dynamic we're already working. So we're doing integration. But it depends what is the need, what kind of integration you need, for which system.
Yeah, so it depends what kind of integration they needed, yeah?
Yeah, and for what system.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
We also we also can do trade-in for the old terminal and put this new terminal for customers that are interesting. Put the new terminal,
Okay.
we spoof. Yeah, it's something we did now with some countries. It was working very good. So if there are people there that are interesting for this trading, we can do them. Okay, Tom, first of all, I would like to take question and my apologies about the system. It was something wrong. No, it's okay. We have to investigate what was the issue. Thank you for everything. And, thank you. Next time, okay? Thank you very much. Okay, bye. 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 Torej, prezentacija, evo. Te me malo zanima, če imate kak odgovor, oziroma če želite še kakšne dodatne informacije. Aplikacija omogoča veliko stvari. Vemo, da je v bistvu zelo, bom rekel, učinkovito, predvsem na tem time managementu, se pravi, predvsem, kaj delajo vaši zaposleni. Rada bi vam pa z Sergejem še predstavila še ponudbo, sicer je že naš kolega iz Izraela malo predstavil, pa bom Sergeja prosil, če lahko tole malo več pove, kaj smo mi pripravili. V bistvu smo pa združili, kako je že prej Sergej povedal, pač dva sistema, oziroma Office 365, če smo natančni, pa TimeCLock365, ki je zelo komplementaren in zelo, v bistvu zelo dobro skupaj pašeta. Tako da, Sergej, prosim.
Ja, ne povem, da prvo, mi smo distributer in mi nič ne prodajamo direktno. Se pravi, vse, kar se bo prodajalo, inštalirano, se bo prodajalo preko usposobljenih partnerjev. Eni od tega ste tudi danes na tem webinarju. Kot je, imamo pa v dveh delih naredo zadevo, se pravi, prodajamo pakete samostojne, TimeCLock365 posamično v 4 verzijah in pa danes predstavljamo pa zadevo, da bundlamo TimeCLock skupaj z Office 365, ker se nam zdi to prava pot za uporabnike. Zdaj, če predstaviš malo naprej. Kaj je TimeCLock smo videli danes, v bistvu Office 365 poznate, se pravi, kot je že prej povedal kolega iz TimeCLocka, se pravi, integrirano z Microsoft Dynamics, to je v bistvu Navision, bivši. Zdaj, tisti, ki ga uporabljate, je to enostavno, drugače se pa da enostavno premikati podatke iz TimeCLocka v Office in iz Office in nazaj. Imate tudi enak umestnik, tako da je uporaba zelo enostavna. Če daš naprej. Se pravi, mi smo se odločili narediti ene pakete skupaj s TimeCLockom, tu so Basic, skupaj z Officeom 365, Business Premium, potem pa še tako, kot je tam standard in pa, če daš naprej, standard, profesionalni in pa premium paket. To je izračunano na mesečni bazi, se pa to v bistvu paketu prodaja pač na letno uporabno licenco. Kakor sem videl zdaj tule na chatu, dejansko je bilo malo zamika pri prezentaciji, tako da bomo mi te prezentacije vam poslali, da si boste lahko ogledali, pa postavljamo tudi ponudbo, kot je postavila vprašanje Barbara, pa v bistvu za testno verzijo. Testno verzijo je na naši DIS-ovi spletni strani pod TimeCLockom, kjer se lahko prijavite na trial verzijo in v bistvu zadevo stestirate. Če boste potrebovali kakšno pač dodatno podporo pri tem, pa se obrnete ali name ali pa na Borisa.
To, kar se tega ponudbe tiče, je to? Je to, ja. Če je še kakva vprašanja ali pa pač, da vam še lahko karkoli mi pomagamo s kakšno informacijo, bomo še par minut počakali, potem pa se vam bomo zahvalili, opravičili, ker smo imeli težave, tehnične težave, obljubljamo, da bo naslednjič boljše in da bomo
Zdaj, Boris, bomo mi lahko to bomo imeli posneto, pa jim bomo poslali še enkrat pogledali.
Cel webinar bo posnet in vam bomo poslali webinar in se boste lahko še več pogledali, še bolj natančno in mislim, da boste dobili vsa odgovore na vaše vprašanje. Če je to vse, potem se vam zahvaljujemo in se še enkrat opravičujemo in se slišimo naslednjič.
Hvala. Za vsa dodatna vprašanja smo na voljo na vseh kontaktih Microsoft oddelka na DIS-u in vsi ostali uporabniki pa se bomo pogovorili preko partnerjev, kako in kaj vam predstaviti celo zadevo. Če imate kakšen konkreten primer, pa se javite po elektronski pošti ali pa po telefonu. Hvala lepa.
Najlepša hvala. Nasvidenje.